Oh, this wolf is a vampire. He is wearing masks and doing stuff. I'll tell you, Dio's such a dick. Anyway, you guys, this is my take on the blue-red bullshit. I'll keep this. This actually is pretty good. With the gutter snipe and everything like that, you guys know this deck. You hate this deck. Let's see what I have done to it. And what I have done to it is not much, actually. I just kind of threw this thing together based on what I thought would be fun in the gutter snipe lexicon. But we're going to see if I was right or wrong or somewhere in between. You got to wait so long to play the gutter snipe. It kind of sucks. This guy's got nothing to play, which means I've got negates for days. But he's probably going to be trying to play a creature. I'll do this second island. And I'll be casting Think Twice at end step, I believe. I'd be really surprised if I had to Vapor Snag something this early in the game. It'd be pretty stupid. Vapor Snag's cool on this build because it does 3 damage with gutter snipe out. You get 3 gutter snipes, which is pretty nice as well. I will freeze it up and Think Twice. Think Twice would trigger that twice also. This is kind of just a little bit of a different build of what we were working with earlier. Now, I don't play gutter snipe yet, personally. That's just me on a personal level, especially into black and red. I'm going to wait until I can do something sticky with gutter snipe. Probably going to wait till 5 mana, to be honest with you, to have the negate open. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. I could have just done that at end step, but I don't think he's too worried about my counters, obviously, if he just played that guy. Ooh, 3rd negate. Now that I'm not a huge fan of. Now I will go ahead and play gutter snipe because I have the vapor snag and you take 3 damage. Not really have too much to have accomplished that turn. Well, that's nice too, though. Mana for turn, and that's exactly how I want you to tap. Thank you, game. Gutter snipe. So I could also bounce the gutter snipe back into my hand, and I would lose 1 life, and he would, you know, be pretty happy with that. But that's not exactly what we're trying to do here. It gets a +1/+1 counter every time it deals combat damage. So if you had like ways to give that thing like double strike or something like that, he'd be a lot more excited. Let's see if he tries to burn my 2/2, because that's kind of when I would trigger this vapor snag, even though it's going to trigger regardless because it's when I cast. He's going to try and Arger Spree my guy, which is when I'm going to go ahead and vapor snag this, which is hilarious because he actually can't cast it. So he loses 3 life right here, goes to 17. And I'm pretty happy because this thing costs 2. And he cannot cast that. And I'm going to draw a mana, which is going to allow me, well, my plan is to draw a mana which would allow me to play the gutter snipe and have like the negate open, even though obviously he's not going to be playing a spell probably. He's going to be playing something else, but this is even better, to be honest with you. I will play the Cunning Spark Mage because now if he plays that 2/1, it just dies. So he has to kill my Cunning Spark Mage. That is really his only option. And we'll see if he does that or not. So that's I think that might be the weird thing that I did, was bring in Cunning Spark Mage. I've been looking for an excuse to use Cunning Spark Mage since I saw him. Tim is one of my favorite cards of all time, as I think it's probably everyone's favorite card of all time. It's probably most people's favorite cards, but I'm trying to very unsuccessfully say. So I definitely wanted Tim-like guy in the pile. And this dude's pretty scared of him because he wasn't able to play that 2/1 again, which is kind of dope. So now we're in a weird place. And it's been possible that we'd get into this weird place for a while now. But I've got 2 counters open. I can negate and nullify pretty much anything he wants to do. I would never vapor snag this 2/2, but I'm at 20, so I'm pretty happy. So I've got 1 negate, 1 nullify, and I should have shocked him at end step, by the way, and taken him to 15. I actually forgot that this guy has haste, which is why he costs a little bit more than Tim, I believe. So we're playing very poorly, and I'm a garbage person. This guy should be heckling me. Oh, is he? Oh, he loves my YouTube channel. Hey! Well, thank you. Well, that's crazy. Anyway, though, I'm playing very terribly, and I need to focus up on what I'm doing. Fortunately, we'll have to check that conversation. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass, believe it or not. We're going to see what happens. In the grand scheme of things, I think this might be the way to go. I have a fist full of counters. This guy's got 6 cards. I would never bounce the 2/2 back to his hand like I was saying. I want to take a minute here to apologize for being gone for a couple days there. I know that I missed 2 uploads. I thought I would only miss 1. I had a family thing come up suddenly. I don't want to say a family emergency because it wasn't an emergency, and you know everyone's fine, everything's great, no problems. But I had like a family event come out of nowhere that I kind of had to tend to, I suppose would be the way to say that if you said it that way. And I really appreciate you guys. Nobody seemed too angry with me for missing the 2 days. I do apologize, though. I try to never do that. I try to be as good with that as possible. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to use this Cunning Spark Mage the way that God intended. And that is to do 1 damage to our buddy here, Dio Wolf. That's going to do that. And then I'm actually also going to think twice. Try and get another land, because I'd really love to play the Gutter Snipe. Oh, dear, dear, dear. The Sphinx Bone Wand is also something that we put in there. And now, my friends, we are in a bit of a pickle. We have 21 lands. I'm a little surprised that this is what it's come to, that it's come to this. Without the 5 mana, I can't play Talrand. I really would love to not have to play the Gutter Snipe, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. I gotta play something, because I'm not gonna ditch one of my counters, even though discarding a negate might get into this guy's head that we don't have other negates or things like that. But once again, we can Vapor Snag. If he tries to play something else, we're going to just take this 2 all day. My inability to negate makes me very sad, though, because he has so much mana. There are some nasty things in black and red that he can do to us right now, especially with 5 cards in hand. I'm not a huge fan of what's going on here. Do like Augur Spray in this deck because it's solid removal, and I think if he's got stuff that can pump these guys, that it could also be used as a surprise, because giving unblocked creature neg 4 doesn't really matter if it has, say, 5 toughness. So, and hopefully you see this episode. Thanks a lot. I like your name a lot. If it's not a reference to Dio, I still like your name a lot. We're going to be able to do some silly shenanigans here. So what we could do is we can trigger this, which is obviously going to trigger our Gutter Snipe. We can Vapor Snag, but I don't want to do that. And unfortunately, that's the wrong color mana to be able to comfortably play Talrand. So I'm not sure that I want to do that either, but I will tell you what I do want to do, and I don't have to think at all about it. I want to attack for 2 and take him to 12. We're applying a really generous amount of pressure here. We've got the negates. I, for one, don't see any reason to press the issue. I can take 2 damage all day as long as I can negate his burn spells that he would be saving up for us. We just have to be really careful about what we negate here. The Neophyte's a interesting play because I can shock it. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't see a shock or something to my O1 before that happened. Oh, another one, though, meaning that you can't shock them both. You can't shock them all, is what this guy is saying to me currently. But I can definitely shock one of them. He's going to hit me here, and I actually hate this deck type, but it's a fun deck type. It's something that, you know, we need to look at. I won't be blocking. I'll be killing one of these Neophytes and bouncing the other one back to his hand, though, which is going to really be distressing for him because he's going to lose a lot of life on that. Go down to 9. And so now we've got a lot of things to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to Cunning Spark Mage. Cunning Spark Mage is going to target creatures. It's going to go ahead and kill that thing. Oh, he might have... Oh, Undying Evil. See, now this is when we also get a little nasty with it. We're gonna... What the fuck? Fine. Game. Fine. We're saving our negates for a rainy day is what the game has decided here. Which is fine. We'll do this, I guess. And just damage him that way. I'm a little unhappy. I'm a little bit unhappy with that. He shouldn't have any of these guys out right now. But I can kill the 2-1, which I might as well do. Because why the fuck not? Creature's that thing. Oh, we're getting real sloppy trying to clean up this mess of what should have been a fairly beautiful and flawless series of plays. We're now going to attack with the 2-2. I think we've got this. This is really our deck to get around. The negates and the nullifies. I actually don't have the 3-drop in here, which I also think is kind of a weird way to look at this deck. I can get 2 triggers off of the Think Twice. Sphinx Bone Wand, obviously, what's going into the yard. Not necessary at this point. I like the O1 for crowd control, to be honest with you, and being able to ping the face is pretty good. There's a lot of O1s that are really annoying here, and I will negate this. The game will also let me negate this. This is going to be the end of it, pretty much. And I really just negated that to do the damage, but we can negate the burn spell too. We're at 14, so we should be a little bit worried. There's a couple of things that he could do here that would be questionable for us. And now we just think twice, and we've pretty much, we have won this because our Spark Mage is going to wake up and poke at him. And we're going to say good game, and thanks for watching to him. And thank you very much for playing me. You know, if you guys want to be sure to get in. Oh, we also have the Chasm Skulker, which I think is an interesting thing to do in this deck. Oh, and I'll just Cunning Spark Mage him, players. That guy, Dio Wolf, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for watching. And if you want to play against me, be sure to check out the Patreon. It's going to be the top link down in the description. That was not a Patreon match. That was just a crazy random happenstance. I love when I get to play against subscribers just randomly. And I do try and play against you guys if you catch me and I'm just playtesting and not recording. I do record an awful lot though, you guys, so hopefully you can forgive me if I do not get back to you on certain invites and things like that. I am very, very sorry. I can't get back to there are times when I'll get 3 or 4 invites at once, which is really weird because I don't have a ton. We just seem to all be on at the same time. I almost wish that we were all in a group, because that way if you couldn't fight me, you could fight one of us. I wonder if we could do something like that on Steam. Huh. Anyway, if you play the game on Steam and you want to play against me, for a $5 donation to the channel, you would be able to do that. It's just like Kickstarter. Once a month, it would, charge you a little bit of money, and you would support the channel that way as well. You know, not that I'm crying poverty, but it is always nice to kind of have that. This is kind of fucking garbage, because we do have a lot of stuff in here. I also have the Skull Crack, because there is a kind of a weird amount of life gain. And this particular deck doesn't have a lot of ways. It has the Vapor Snags, obviously, to deal with that Angel generation. And if the game gets that late game, we're really waiting on the Sphinx Bone Wands. A couple well-timed Skull Cracks can get us through that turmoil. And then, obviously, it's 3 damage for 2 mana at instant speed, which is something I'm never going to spit in the face of. I like the way the mana base is working so far in this deck, but we'll have to see where it goes from here. I'm trying to remember what else I had to talk to you guys about. Usually I write it down, but I'm super disorganized after coming back here. I will think twice, because this guy's tapped down. I'm going to end up having to do something here. That's just when creatures die, right? So it'll just stay a 1/1 for quite a while, which is not that big. God damn it, Cunning Spark Mage, you son of a bitch! Oh, get down there! You beautiful bastard, you. All day with the Cunning Spark Mage. But there is some garbage that could transpire here if I allow this guy to go unchecked. So I'm going to go ahead and just kill this thing all main phase and stuff. Because if he has shock, there's triggers and stacks and, sad times and frowny faces. So I'm going to go ahead and kill that Rock Slide Elemental. A little bit out of turn there, but he was tapped down. I think that's probably the best way to go about that. I was finally able to get a hold of Smash. If you follow my Twitter, I was kind of talking throughout it about some stuff that was going on. I wish I could negate this, but what are you going to do? I mean, he's killing an 0-1 that killed his guy. So we really got 2 cards for 1. Out of that whole thing. If we got a burn spell that could potentially kill me just for a Cunning Spark Mage. Cunning Spark Mage, pretty goddamn good when you look at it that way. So this is another weird instance where I don't necessarily want to do any of the things that I can do. Because I've got this guy, but I can't, I can Vapor Snag him back. I'm not saying I would do that. I would kind of want to save the Vapor Snag for Tolerant, but the 1/1 can get fucking huge. So I wouldn't be too adverse to that. Oh, interesting. He could shock my 1/1 still. Now he can't because I have card draw. That would also be pretty goddamn good. I'm going to attack for the 2 here. I might be able to get away with a little bit of murder here. Coordinated assault on that guy. This is going to be really cool. Check this out. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to Vapor Snag that. I'm still going to take the damage from it, but that's not what we're worried about. That thing bounces. Now we're going to stop here. And we're going to use the flashback cost of this so that we actually deal extra damage here. Make him a 3/3. Kind of hoping for a mana there because we didn't play land for turn. So that would have been really cool. I don't believe we played land for turn. I could be wrong about that. We're out of range of a lot of removal for this guy as well, which is pretty cool. And he's down to 16. And he's probably going to spend this turn playing another... the Gutter Snipe again. And if he doesn't lay land, then he can't kill my 3/3, and it'll be a 4/4 next turn, which, if he's mono red, is almost unkillable, I want to say, without a couple of different tricks being utilized. And this is coming out exactly how we said it would. He's Gutter Sniping. So this red-blue is always something that gets me very cerebral. I end up just talking about the game a lot. I really enjoy playing red-blue, believe it or not. It's kind of my favorite combination, especially in this deck. Now, black is probably my favorite color. Black-white is what I grew up on, but, you know, the inspiration is obviously going to make this guy a 6/6, which will be really great for us, and we can negate something if we have to. So we're going to just go ahead and do this. We're going to dump. I'm going to draw those cards. That guy's going to be a 6/6 and deal quite a bit of damage to him. We've got the Vapor Snag open as well. I might as well Vapor Snag this thing if he doesn't have any answers for it, because then he's going to spend next turn doing the exact same thing that he just did. Vapor Snag back to your hand. If you don't have any instants, then you don't even damage me, and if you don't draw mana, then you still only have one. The most you can do is the Shock, which would only be 4 damage to my face, taking me to 14. He's at 9. With all these Skull Cracks and the Negate in hand, I'm pretty sure we're about to win this match. Skullcrack's a good card. I don't see it played very often, which is a shame because it is very strong. See, it would be 5 damage right there for the Skullcrack with the Gutter Snipe play. Gutter Snipe is just going to be a blocker here, which is unfortunate. I can play this Gutter Snipe of my own and then Skullcrack, and then... Yes, let's do that. I also have the Negate open, so Skullcrack does 5 damage here. I attack for 7. He has to block. He knows he has to block. But if he tries to do anything with this 2 mana, I can pretty much just finish him off with the Skullcrack. Oh, well then I'll just Skullcrack him in one. Works for me. Now, I could have waited, done the 7 damage, and then done the Skullcrack because it would have been even, and I would have killed him at even, and that would have looked cool and made me look cool. But, I'm not cool, so that's what happened there. Well, you know what, guys? I mean, I think that's pretty much everything that we have for today. I'm working hard on a 60. I think this is probably going to be the next 60, so we'll play this for a couple of days this week and then try and shelve it for a while. I've got a lot of stupid stuff that I was trying to do, too, right when I got back home. But blue-red's just something that I really wanted to do. That's the hero deck, which is really, really bad. It's a terrible idea. I strongly advise you not to do it. And then we just got all this stuff that we haven't done yet, and we really need to work on getting some 60s out. And by we, I mean entirely me. I have let you guys down in the 60 front. It's weird because this game is so open-ended. There's a lot of fun things that we can do, obviously. I'm going to try and talk to you guys more tomorrow about getting Smash. I actually ended up downloading it in an airport Starbucks. Like, I hid in an airport Starbucks and got it downloaded. And, you know, finally got home last night. I thought I'd have the energy to do an episode before it was time, but I got home at 10 in the evening, and it was early at nighttime. And I just didn't want to. I apologize for that. But hopefully you guys can forgive me, and we can move on amicably as best friends forever. Check out the Patreon if you haven't. Emails and stuff are starting for that. If you haven't been contacted and you're a Patreon subscriber or you're a Patreon patron, be sure to just kind of give me until Wednesday-ish, Thursday-ish. If you haven't heard from me by Thursday, then definitely say something. And then, of course, we're going to try and do the newsletter and everything if you're a newsletter subscriber at the first Friday of every month, because that'll always probably be after the 5th and everything. Maybe I shouldn't say first Friday. Maybe the first Friday after the 5th. Who the fuck knows? It's a confusing goddamn time for all of us in life. Newsletter will always come out soon after the 5th. Let's put it that way. But yeah, that's all. We're doing stuff. We're working on. We're learning together, you guys. It's kind of tough for me to keep track of all this shit, to be honest with you. I got like 7 Google Docs spreadsheets and shit that I try and keep up with. But I really appreciate you guys staying by me. We've got 1,500 subscribers now, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I sure as hell appreciate you checking out this video, even if you're not a subscriber, but you should totally subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll do some more blue-red bullshit and see if I need to make any changes to this. Seems pretty strong, but we'll see how it does in a couple more test matches. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you all next time.